friends and visitors. We're very, very pleased to have you all here with us this afternoon, and we extend a very warm welcome to you. Despite the weather outside, I'm sure each and every one of us here this afternoon is shining and glowing inside of us, because this is truly a joyous occasion for all of us here this afternoon as we sit comfortably in this newly built Kingdom Hall. And this afternoon we're going to have a program which is going to dedicate that Kingdom Hall, of course, to the use and to the worship of our great God Jehovah. So again, we welcome you all here. We thank you for your attendance. And to get our meeting off to a start, we're going to sing together a song, and that's song number 53. And then we'll open our meeting with a word of prayer to our Father Jehovah. So if you'd like to stand and open your songbooks to song number 53, based on the scripture of Isaiah 9, verses 6 and 7, it's entitled, Theocracies Increase. We stress that this is really a weekend program, this dedication program, and we invite all of you to be present at as much of it as possible. Certainly it'll be a spiritual feast, and one that we will enjoy for this weekend. To begin then, we're going to have a short section on just looking at the history of Jehovah's people in this area, in the local area of Durack and Oxley and those areas. We're going to look then for a little while at the building project that we've undertaken here, and the culmination of it, as you see around you now, with this Kingdom Hall, and then we're going to have our dedication talk for this afternoon. So to introduce the first part of our program for this afternoon, we'd like to invite Brother Fred Ellison, a long-time member of the local congregation, to the platform. And he's going to tell us a little about the history of Jehovah's Witnesses in this area.
Certainly it is a very enjoyable part of the program to be able to look back and reminisce for a little while on the congregation of Oxley. Certainly we quote the scriptures quite often from Isaiah 60 verse 22. That's the scripture. It says, from a small acorn we shall obtain large oak trees. And really the meaning from that is there. But then we look into that scripture, we see that Jehovah shall speed it up in his own time. And truly we have seen that over the matter of 30 odd years, between 30 and 40 years since the beginning of the Oxley congregation. At that time, when Oxley was first originated as a congregation, we were a part in this area here of the central body. There was only one congregation in Brisbane, and there was only a few families that were used to travel to Brisbane for the meetings. And of course, at that time, we had to travel in this area, living in this area right here, by usually push bike to the station. Trains weren't running very regularly. And there we had to catch the tram to Red Hill. It was a matter of, say, of a Sunday night meeting. It was all day Sunday afternoon and well into Sunday night to attend a meeting. Of course, the society saw fit at that time to form a congregation. This was brought about by the efforts of a local pioneer from the Brisbane area, Brother Roy Broom. And at that time, I personally thought, well, what's the society doing? Forming a congregation, only a matter of 12 or 15 publishers there, man. However, we don't want to think that way. We cannot overlook Jehovah's Spirit in the matter. Because from that small beginning, it was certainly increased, came about very quickly. From that matter of, say, 12 or 15 publishers, we had the territory at that time, which covered right from Chelmer down there, at the southern or the northern end, that would be, Chelmer, Graceville, Sherwood. We took in this area here, the immediate area. We went as far as Wacol and Redbank. That was the territory of a matter of about 12 or 15 publishers. Well, as far as you might say, what about coverage? Well, we might have been lucky if we got through it maybe once in 3 years. Very fortunate. And of course that wasn't accounting for Not at Homes. You just passed that by, you never had the opportunity of falling back from the Not at Homes. And it was certainly a very large territory. places were arranged within, as a congregation group in that small number, even in the Red Bank Plain, Red Bank area, Waikol. And of course there was two pioneers that were very, very helpful in this area. Sister Green at that time, who is now Sister Lanham, and we hope Brother McLean would be able to take our warm love back to her, because she was very, very helpful in the helping along with Sister Florence Sutherland. Their efforts were responsible for a great potential growth at that time, because in that time another area began to be formed. It was mostly bushlands at that time, but the Housing Commission had taken over after the wars, and a great number of houses began to be built. And as a result, studies were formed as a result of the efforts of these two pioneers. Just to show you the potential of interest at that time, I can recall at an assembly where Sister Green and Sister Sullivan were up in the platform. It must have been a platform about this size, along with a number of people that they had along at that assembly, and it literally filled the stage. They had, on an estimate, I would say about 20 studies at a time. The whole of their time could have been taken up by studies because of the interest. However, the Society encouraged them to try to do door-to-door, a certain amount of door-to-door, which is very essential to their spiritual growth, along with these studies. It's interesting too, because I can recall their thoughts or their expressions. They much involved, I guess, with the people with whom they are studying, and one of their big concerns was the problems that these householders had, particularly in the matrimonial affairs, and as a result they become emotionally involved, and this was something that they had to be aware of, because problems in that area was certainly great at that time. Young couples trying to get homes together, the working conditions weren't the best, but as a result they were able to hold together, and a congregation was formed with a large number. I can recall too that the first occasion these two pioneers went out in field service, and went out off on their push bikes. They were living next door here. They left early in the morning, about 8 o'clock. They always used to go off very early. Came dark, and nothing turned up, and I was a bit concerned. I'd returned from work, and where are they? Something's happened. I get in my bus at that time, go looking for them, and here they are. It had gone dark, returning from their field service. And this was their efforts, day in and day out. So it does show they had Jehovah's direction, but they certainly applied themselves very much in the service. So just looking around in the congregation or the audience before this part of the program, I was able to speak with many of the older ones, and I think that they too are here because of the efforts of these two pioneers. Certainly it was wonderful, and pioneering right down through the ages, right down to our time, is responsible for the increase that is taking place in the world today. And I guess that many of you people here and present are present because of the efforts of many of our pioneers. Now, of course, the congregation had to be split at that time as a result of this effort, because we at that time were meeting originally at Oddfellows Hall, Oxley. Now this was a hall, it's not there now, it's been pulled down, but of course we had to clear away the prawns and the beer bottles before we could ever have a meeting. And we sat on forms, no backs, not like the comfort of these seats. And we didn't welcome the second overseas visit those days. I'll tell you why. The meetings were a little bit longer then, and of course sitting on these seats, they were a little hard. And of course as the meetings went on, you tedious sitting there. And of course, we thought this is no good. We'll have to, and through the efforts of Brother Hammond at that time, we formed the idea of building a Kingdom Hall. Yeah, it was through his efforts of donating the ground and much of the material that the Kingdom Hall was, as the original one back there, was formed. And of course, this was a hall, at that time, was when it was completed, one of the largest in Brisbane. We thought, oh, this will never fill this hall. What are we thinking about? Of course, again, thinking negatively. And what do we see today? That's just the entrance, isn't it? So we never want to think that as regards, well, this will never happen or that. We must see Jehovah's direction in all things. And of course, the increase did come about. And just before this program commenced, I had one of the sisters had one of the original dedication programs for this hall, and that was back in 1960. And this was held by Brother Doug Held. I guess we all familiar and heard of Brother Held, and he was the one who came to this hall at the arrangement for dedication. So that's in 1960, and that hall has served a very useful purpose, hasn't it, for a number of years. So it's, and yet when we see it now, and particularly with the growth that has been, it hasn't got the capacity as it for the seating, and as a result, the efforts we have today, we have a magnificent hall. So it's lovely to see that the great increase has taken place. As we think too of the future, we realise that Jehovah God has provided this spiritual food, but we need to apply ourselves. It's through our application and working hard along with the arrangements that we might say there's a great increase that's taken place to see such a great number of people or folks here today. Certainly there are, but yet we, and particularly the last few meetings within our, particularly the Oxley, we might see there's a few here and a few there. What's the purpose of building a hall? But then think back and think of the increase that is still ahead. There's potential there right out within our area. And it's just a means of need for us personally to keep applying ourselves diligently in the service. And coming back to that scripture in Isaiah again, it says Jehovah is the one that's speeding it up. People, aren't they, taking note? And it has certainly been seen as a result of as we see the efforts of this particular Kingdom Hall. We have certainly the comforts that we needed within these halls. Quite a contrast, we would say, to what we had in times past. Because these are something which we need to appreciate, realise that we are living in wonderful times, and it's very good to look back over the few years that, to matter of the older ones, it seems only just yesterday. But yet this is a matter of, I think, nearly 40 years. It's, well, speaking to many of the older ones too, it's a little confusing with the years, they pass so quickly. 1960 was the dedication, well, I guess certainly, I can recall now, Brother McLean, he would be able to verify this when he first came to this country, visiting Oxley. He was visiting as a circuit overseer on a motorbike, I think it was. So, we have many fond memories of the growth within this congregation, and we do look forward to the future. It will still be a greater growth, and who knows, another Kingdom Hall will be the result. Certainly we realise that within this area, within the Ipswich and the Red Bank Plains, the Red Bank Plains was part of this congregation, another Kingdom Hall is taking place. So it's wonderful to see the progress within the organisation at this time.